Hello, this is Lolly. A while ago, recently, I made this, which I was calling a pocketbook because it's a traveler's notebook that utilizes pockets to hold the inserts in instead of using all the elastics. So what I decided, and I will give you the link down below to part 1 and part 2 of this, but what I decided was I want to try to make one out of faux leather. So I cut out the pieces using the same measurement of cardstock, which is the cover is 9 3/4 by 6 3/4. I got something on there. And then the inside flap or divider is 8 3/8 by 6 3/4. And we have two pockets at 3.5 by 3.5 by 6 3/4. I'm going to make another little pocket too, probably, but that'll only be in the faux leather. So I have this cardstock, and what I did was I laid a big Teflon sheet on my ironing board. I put these face down on it like that, and then I took a sheet of heat and bond, laid it over there, and ironed it all over, and then cut these out. So this has heat and bond on it. I just need to peel it and iron it onto the faux leather. Alrighty, so what I do is I laid my faux leather right side down, laid the sticky side down of the heat and bond and on the cardstock, and then I put a sheet of just like printer paper over it and ironed it on medium setting, no steam, for whatever the package directions said, and the paper stopped the heat and bond from sticking to my project and to my iron. So now I'm going to cut all these pieces out off camera. Now, your faux leather might be a little thicker than mine. Mine is very floppy, and that's why I decided to back cardstock onto it, and I thought it would help me with the creasing. And as usual, I'm making this up as I go along. But I just realized that I was supposed to make 3 of these pockets, so I'll have to go back and do one off camera or just leave it at 2. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so cover first, which is the one that is the 9 3/4 inches. We want to score that. Oh boy, we want to score that at 4.5 and 5 1/4. Let's see how well it scores. Not really sure. 4.5, 5 1/4. I just want to get a mark so I can see where I'm going. It's not scoring at all, and I'm going to try on this side too. 4.5 and 5 1/4. Yeah, this side, because it's got the cardstock, I can see it much better. So that is scored, and I'm going to put this in here and sew that, and this here and sew that, and I think I might round these corners. Let's see. 1/4 inch. Okay, so it doesn't matter which side is left and right because they're identical, but I do need to center these and this, and I'm going to stitch all the way around like that. I did decide that I want this pocket, though, to be paper. So what I'm going to do is trim this corner. There you go. I'm going to lightly glue this on with some fabri-tac. I like the contrast of the color here. I'm going to attach it with some fabri-tac, and then I'm going to stitch all the way around. I'm glad I thought of putting that pocket on first. So here we go. Now I can stitch around all of this like that. So there's the first part of it right there. And now this is the inside part, the inside interior divider, and I need to score this one. Okay, and this needs to be, it's easier to score this 3.5 and 8. 3.5 and 8. Oops. There. And then turn it around. It's hard to score at 1/4, so if we could do it at 3.5 and 8, it makes it a lot easier. I really need to get this area here nice and creased so I can see it well. and this. Okay, I'm going to top stitch around here, but I think first I'm going to again trim those corners off. Takes a little more force because I have double the layer of the vinyl there. So I'm going to top stitch across here, actually just there and there. I don't really need to top stitch across here. Okay, so that is sewn now. This is going to go here, and if I had made another pocket, it would have gone on the back here, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because it would be so many layers of the vinyl. It'd be really hard to sew through. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't do that. But what I'm going to do is glue this to this using the Better Ultimate Adhesive. This is the Fast Setup. And what do I do with my little sticky here? Well, I had the little palette that you spread this with, and I have misplaced it. So what I'm going to do is use this for spreading. When we're all done, we're going to clean up the area with just cooking oil. I'm only going to put this on the part that needs it, so I'm just putting it a thin layer. I'm actually pushing down so that as I go, I'm kind of flattening it out. I'm going to pause the video while this is doing its minute setup. Alrighty, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm lining up the edge of this with the fold in my first score line here, and I'm going up to the fold but not over the fold. Now it says to put pressure, so I'm doing it with my fingers, and then I'm going to score it as well, I mean with my bone folder there. This sets up in about 2 minutes. And then after that, we're not really supposed to move it for an hour. So what I'm going to do is leave it sitting here for about an hour, and then I'm going to zigzag stitch over that or stitch around the left and right parts of the folds. I just want to make sure that this is going to stay by itself before I release it. Let's see if there's any glue sticking out the back here. Looks good. So this glue has a 2-minute setup time, which is a lot better than E6000 and that I've been using for years. And it also has way less odor. I mean, I don't smell anything as I'm using this. The final complete permanency of the glue is reached in 24 hours, so I wouldn't put any stress on your project for 24 hours, but E6000 is the same way. Now I'm pushing down because I notice it's not sliding around on me as much, but I do want to really get those pieces stuck. Okay, we're going to let that set for an hour. Okay, it's been an hour, so I zigzagged across there to stitch this in place, but before I did, I also added this seam binding so that it would get stitched right here in the back and can be used as a tie. So the other thing I want to do is just really give this a good crease over the areas that I had scored. And then since I didn't make any inserts specifically for this at this time, I'm going to take them out of here and put them in here so you can see. There's the one, and here's the other one. Now because this is, you know, it's faux leather, these really are supposed to be the same size between here and there, but you know, it's hard to get measurements precise with the leather as you would with, and it's thicker, so it just takes up more room. But anyway, it works out fine because I ended up not putting that pocket in right here. However, you know, there's other things you can do, and you can put in one of those clear pockets here, like these that they sell at Target, or you know, you could leave it blank. You could put an embellishment on there, And I was thinking you can put some embellishment on this, on the pocket, on the edge, however you want to play it. And you can also put another insert right in here. So love it. I want to show you how it is when it's all full. So there it is in faux leather, so as a comparison to the paper one. So obviously this would last longer than this one did. It has a really, really nice feel to it, and I just think it's really has a really, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels good. It feels like real leather, and it's pretty easy to work with. Make sure if you're doing this on your sewing machine that you are making sure that that needle is reserved for these thick materials. And, you know, if you're going to sew some delicate material, you better change your needle after doing the faux leather. Thank you for watching. It was really, really fun putting this together.